We live, motherfuckers. What is happening? This is a Daily Awesome episode, and we are going to talk about what happens when somebody hits on your girlfriend. Jeez, man, what do you do? And this happens all the time, and I have a lot of experience with this, but also I have a lot of experience of also being the guy who also hits on somebody else's girlfriend, because I did that for years. And it's just so amazing how people interact and act and what's the right way and wrong way and how not to fuck things up. And I really actually want to get into the full thing because my buddy was just asking me about it, and we're on this call. We're on a men's development excellence call. And it just kind of spawned a lot of discussion about this whole phenomenon. So that all being said, right now, how we do these things is we record these on calls. We're actually talking with a bunch of people. And the coolest part about the calls is not when I'm talking and when we're recording, but when we're actually interacting. So that's fucking badass. I want you guys to be a part of it. The first step in being part of that is being a part of the Austin Men's Development Facebook group. It is free. It is on a link down below this video, down below this podcast, wherever you're listening to it or watching it, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher. And also, if you go to the website to this, the Daily Awesome website that we have for it, which is also listed below, where you can also find out about everything, just go there. But you can download our Way of the Sexual Man in the month of April. In May, I'm not sure what PDF we're going to give away, but it's free. You give us your email, and then we send you email about like cool content and stuff like that. And man, it's really great. So you want to be a part of this. A men's group is something where you can grow. We have it. We've had it for a long time. We've actually had it since 2009, and we've been running ever since. We have a lot of members, and it's just a great, solid place for us to interact. If you want to step it up, there's paid groups like the Men's Development Excellence course. That's awesome. All right, let's get into this. So guys hitting on your girlfriend. So my buddy emailed me this, and we're on this call, and then we started talking about it. And it happens, man. The right way to actually handle this was what I just messaged him back. I said, man, I just let him. Like, I just let him, man. They're not going to leave with her. It's not that big of a deal. And the more that you fight it and the more that you get involved in it, the worse you look. And what I know from actually just being a guy that hit on women for a living for so many years and was teaching people how to do that, oftentimes you'll hit on guys, or you'll hit on guys' girlfriends, and they actually, you know, they get all pissed off. They get so angry and they get so fueled. And part of the thing is what happens in that is that you don't leave with that girl. You don't steal her from the guy. There was all this stupid pickup, like boyfriend destruction stuff. That stuff doesn't work, man. It's just like tough to do. And we actually just recorded a podcast about, you know, when women cheat and so on and whatever. And that does happen. But that's not going to happen when the girl's with you. The girl wants to have fun. And what I would notice is I would talk to this girl, and these dudes would just come up and just be like, you know, but they do nothing, and they'd get angry and they'd get pissed, and then they'd get angry at the girl, and the girl doesn't know because she's just having fun talking to this guy. And you know, maybe she does know what she's doing or whatever, but she's having fun. And fuck, you know, if a girl came up to that guy and was hitting on him, he would like it. It would be like, oh my, he wouldn't want to disrespect his girlfriend and go away with her and go fuck her, but it would feel good. It would feel cool. Let her have that fun. You as a guy, if you get mad about it and you get mad at the other dude and cause a scene, you're going to piss off that girl. Now, there's a flip side to this, because I have this mentality, and then Maria was like, I like it for a guy to be a little bit jealous. I like it for a guy to fight for me. Now, here's the difference, okay? If I get what I'd see with men and what I'd see them do when I was out in field and talking to women and so on, you come across a woman and you knew she was with a guy and you just went anyway, because guys are just, man, they're such bitches. They're such pussies. It's crazy. You know, and I'm not, here's the thing, man. Guys are always like, man, I don't want to get in a fight. The only time somebody fights you is when they know they can win. And if you're not afraid, and I'm small, but I'm not afraid, they don't fight you. All right. If they know they can win and pick on you, they'll belittle you and so on. But as soon as you're not afraid and you show that, they're not going to fuck with you. And the other thing too is I also know nobody's going to fight me. So I said, man, you're not going to fight me. You're talking. If you're talking, you're not going to fight. You're going to do nothing. You're angry or whatever. I'm just trying to talk here. So I'm going to stay here. You know, you're going to forcefully, no, you're going to get in my face. And that's all you're going to do. So just shut up. Just shut up. It's stupid. You know, I'm kind of an asshole and I would say those things or whatever. If I wanted to be an asshole in that way, it's kind of humiliating to a dude when you do that. But the thing is that when you show fear or you show that you're afraid of them, or, you know, you show that they can bully you, that's when they're going to keep picking on you. But in reality, nobody really wants to fight. And the guys that do actually want to fight, they're going to hit you before you know anything, or they don't talk. They don't do that shit, man. They don't get wound up in it. So that all being said, like, I'd go up to these women and talk to them, and the guys would get angry. They got angry not to protect their woman. They got angry because they were insecure. And that looked bad. And then it caused this rift. And then they're having a bad night, but their girl's having a good night, and it causes a divide. Okay. Now, it's different from what Maria was telling me. Is she's like, I want a guy to get a little bit jealous. And so how do I do that? How do I do that? I don't get mad at the dude. I don't get all insecure. If I do get insecure, it's like that. It's like the worst thing I can do is then start a war with this guy. It's not his fault. Man, he's doing what he should be doing. He should be talking to women. It's just he's not going to talk to my women. So what I do is I pull her away and I say, hey, let's go over here. That's how you handle it. Man, it's that simple. Now, what went on is in my buddy's situation, he's in different social circles, and the guys in that social circle are stepping over the line and they're hitting on her, and that's not cool. And what I would say to that is, like, you know, if your girlfriend really doesn't like that and she's not having fun with it and it's not cool, and you know these guys, you know these people, man, fucking tell them. And because that's a shitty situation. And that again leads into the total fucking bitch, pussy ass form of masculinity that's happening. Men are so repressed because when I'm on the outside, you can see it like that. But when it happens to me, because I've had this happen too, like my friends are kind of like, hey, Maria, let's go hang out or whatever. And they're not honest about it. And they get too close and they build these fucking relationships and whatever. Man, that's bullshit. Okay. And, you know, at the same time, it's like, cool, you know, I have a friend or whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's what she's thinking. But Jesus Christ, at some point you might need to come in and say, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? This is stupid. Like, I get it. I get what's happening here. You want to hang out with a chick and it's totally cool and you really like her and you're somewhat attractive to her or whatever. No, but then you can't be my friend, man. That's what assholes do. That's what people who are, or at least that's what I think. So that's my rule with that. Now, another friend of mine, this guy, great guy, amazing dude, super old school Texas guy, very traditional. And he like totally draws the line with this. And this is really interesting because he was dating this girl and she was friends. She had a job, and in that job, some of her ex-boyfriends were still her clients, and they were ex-boyfriends from years and years and years ago. So they're like guys that she dated, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And he told me, he's like, man, I get pissed off at that. And, and I'm like, man, maybe you shouldn't get pissed off about that. And he kind of explained to me, he's like, Steve, look, I'm old school. I'm old school from the start, and that's me. And that's who I am. And so I shouldn't feel bad about actually having to tell her that this is what I feel. It might be restrictive to other people. It might sound like domineering to other people, but like, this is just me. And that's how I am. And I'm pretty straight up about that. So it does make me mad, and I don't like it and I don't tolerate it. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty badass. That's actually the best explanation that I've heard for these things, about these things. The sad thing is when I see guys deal with this thing about other people hitting on their girlfriend or whatever, they don't make it about that. They're afraid to voice what they voice. They get caught up in their anger, caught up in their head, caught up in their anxiety. They can't talk. They can't articulate themselves when they just need to go you know what? I don't fucking like that. Handle it with your chick first. If guys are stepping over the line that you can communicate with and you do have a relationship with, talk to them. And of course, she can talk to those people too. But it's all about communication and saying what you want, which is a very hard thing to do. And I'll tell you this. This is actually a deeper thing of the story. One of the married dudes, or guys who's divorced, but he was married for years. He said, you know what? Everybody used to hit on my wife all the time. I didn't give a fuck because I knew I was going home with her. It didn't bother me at all. She could flirt, she could do whatever, and I can relate with this. I totally understand. He's like, man, as soon as she started fucking somebody else, that's when it fucked with me. And he was like, for years and years and years, I didn't care. And I actually knew, and this is true. It's true for me too. He's like, I didn't care at all. I knew that if I let her do whatever and I didn't get mad about it and I allowed her to do it, then she had a choice, and that choice was to come back with me. But then, time went on in the marriage. A decade goes by, another decade goes by. There's less sex, there's less interaction, there's less intimacy, and an affair happens, and it totally rocked my world. So there's differences in all of this, and it's not about being alpha. It's not about reframing. It's really about going through the experience, and it's so complex. We all got to talk about it and be a part of it, and hence why the groups are so important. So if you liked this Daily Awesome, you like a lot of the stuff that we do, subscribe to our stuff, but more importantly, interact. That's the number one thing. Interact. Get on the AMD board. It's free. It's on Facebook. If you go to the link where this video is being hosted on the Austin Men's Development site, you can also download our Way of the Sexual Man. You can also get involved in our free memberships on the AMD board, as well as our paid memberships. And you can come and join what we're doing here because it's a badass thing. I'm proud of it. We've built it up. And, to be honest, it helps me a shit ton, as well as the 11 other guys here at 11:45 tonight that are on this call, rocking it all around the world. And we've probably had about 25 guys on this entire call, which is very, very cool. In any case, we'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a good day, and thank you so much for the support.